All right, everybody, that is Joan, my dear friend that I've had the privilege of camping with for a month, and I'm excited for you guys to get to meet her and get to know her better today. Today is going to be her interview, and tomorrow we get to see her wonderful Scamp that we are sitting in right now. So, hi, Joan. Welcome.
Well, hi, Debra.
Thank you for doing
all of you out there.
There you go. Thank you for doing this interview with me today.
Well, thank you. I'm privileged to be here with you.
Well,
we sure have had fun.
Haven't we, though?
Yep.
It has been a blast. Gosh, and this last month, so you came straight to Pahrump from Quartzsite, and we camped together for a couple of weeks. Don't let me leave anybody out. Let's see, it was, well, you came in the same day,
Dennis and...
Gray! Oh my God, Gray's going to shoot us. She's going to be like, what the heck am I, chopped liver? So yeah, you came in the same day, Dennis and Gray did. Dennis came in a little later, but I met you and Gray at the casino parking lot and led y'all out to Tim and Stanley and Robin and Tracy's camp. So we had quite the group here for a while. And then we went to Alabama Hills.
Yes.
Is that right?
Lone Pine.
Lone Pine, California. And, well, that was after we went out to my docking station and waxed the RV. And the viewers have already seen that video. And then we went to Alabama Hills in Lone Pine, California. And those videos are coming up. And gosh, what else are some of the things we did while we were there?
We did so much.
I know. I told her later, I said, Joan, I'm so sorry. We were there our 2-week limit. And that was my 5th time there. And in that 2 weeks, we did what I have done over my 5 times. So that's 5 times 2, 10 weeks. We did
condensing it all in for me. We were exhausted.
but it was fun. And I know we toured, we toured the town. We did the movie museum. You have
visited the 10 movie sites
we went
that were out
sleuthing,
there.
And we've got a great video coming up for you on that. We found 10 movie sites. They give you a map and clues, and you have to go find them. And we found all 10. That was quite fun.
That was.
And we took a couple of drives. One of them was through
Portal.
Well, Mount Whitney Portal Road. And so, and that we should say, to get there, you've probably already seen this video by now. I know you have. From the lowest to the highest, because we had to go through Death Valley National Park, which is almost 300 below sea level. And then we camped at the base of Mount Whitney, which is the highest peak in the contiguous U.S. Anyway, so we just had a blast. Mammoth Lakes, we did that scenic loop, and we've already shared that with patrons. And so we had a great time, but now I'm looking forward to you getting to know Joan better because she is awesomeness.
Thanks.
Okay, so like we were saying, we have had a marvelous time. Joan even helped me get unstuck.
Oh my gosh. I didn't help. I mean, you guys did all the work. You and Tim dug that thing out.
Yeah.
Oh, I will take credit of taking care of the dogs.
You did. She took care of the dogs, and she took care of us because she got us water and everything. But I did bury Phoenix up to the bumper, and a tow truck had to come out. But you'll have to wait for that video. But what I want you to know is that normally I do my interviews outside, sitting in a chair, and we're side by side. But we can't do that today because it's too cold and windy out here. And then it's going to be in this location outside Pahrump. By the time you see this, it'll be in the 90s. So you just got to keep an eye on the weather when you're a nomad. That's just all there is to it. So let's get started with the interview. And wait until you see your Scamp on the tour coming up tomorrow. But first of all, Joan, I've got to start with something that I didn't tell you I was going to do.
Ooh.
Okay. You know, I'm going to throw a surprise. I promise this will be the only surprise, I think, other than the general questions about being a nomad and everything. But today is May 5th, and it's Joan's birthday.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. Bandit and I want to say, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Aunt Joni. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you very much. I do not mind getting older.
Yeah.
Not at all.
But better than the alternative.
That's true.
and for me and everybody, I think so. But birthdays are celebrations. So I'm thrilled that we get to put your interview up on your birthday. That's exciting.
Yeah.
So how long have you been on the road?
About 18 months now.
About 18 months. Okay. And so we met right when you first got on the road, right?
I had been doing some traveling about 3 months, but you were my very first Nomad that I met.
Oh, awesome!
Yes, in December at your meetup. So that was my very first introduction to gatherings and meeting new people. I knew no one when I was here.
And now you have so many friends. I mean, you even left my meetup with a ton of friends.
I did.
Yeah, and part of that is because you're outgoing yourself. I mean, I tell people if you don't have friends in sticks and bricks and you're not going out and meeting people and everything, you probably aren't going to out here either. But it's available to you if you want it. Would you say that is true?
Absolutely. And I think it's easier out here.
It will.
I mean, I lived in a home for 15 years in California, and I did not know my neighbors by name. Yeah. I could wave to them and say, hi, how's your day? But I did not know them by name. Yeah. But that's not true out here.
We bond really fast out here. Yeah. And the elements, because we have all the commonalities, too. Yeah. And same love of life and nature and everything, I think, as well.
Yep.
So you've been on the road about 18 months, you said. And this winter, you stayed at Dead End Camp, and you went to all the meetups that were happening and on LTVA. And you have taught, how many people do you think you have taught how to play golf, the card game?
Well, I'm going to guess at least 22.
At least,
yes.
Yeah. And it's so funny because just before we got ready to film, the phone rang, and it was Gray calling to ask some instructions about, because she was getting ready to teach the newbies at the AWEmazing build how to play golf. So
yes, she was.
You have started a tradition that will remain. So if anybody is out there playing golf, you owe it to Joan. Golf, the card game, Nomad-wise, I mean. You probably owe that to Joan. And we've played cards, and we've had movie nights, and we stay out around your fire propane bowl.
Yep.
And we've just had a wonderful time. And I love the saying, one of your... I'm going to see if you can guess which one I'm talking about. It's something I hear you say all the time, and it's something that's dear to your heart. It's a saying that you always say about life out here. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm referencing.
Would it be I love my life?
I love my life.
That's the one I do say a lot.
You do? Oh yeah. You're always telling people that you love your life. You love this life. But it's more about. I'm going to give you a clue. Living versus camping.
Oh yes, I'm not camping out here. This is my home. I am living out here, and so it's interesting the things I do that are the same thing at home. So my kitchen is set. I have spices up here where I wouldn't do that when I was camping. Weekend camping.
Yeah.
And so it is my home. It is my life. I live outside. I have an area out there that I live, and then I have my sleeping area and cooking in here. So you're right. I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
But I'm living here. I'm not camping.
You always say that. I live here. I'm not camping here. Yep. And wherever here might be.
Yep.
And I love that. And so you paint rocks. And I haven't even asked you, is there other things you paint?
Not really. I did in high school. I was always taking art classes, but I did a little bit of canvas painting, but didn't keep up with that, no.
Yeah. Well, I love the rock that you gave me. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I've gotten some from you that I'm gifting other people, and they're just, you do beautiful work.
Thank you.
And I want people to know that you have a clam shell that you set up, and you've said so far it's made it through like 30, 40 mile per hour gusts and strong winds, and
yes.
And you put your table inside there, and a little. You put your fire bowl at the door so that you have heat in there.
Yes.
But you are waiting to get back home because what did you ship yourself for your birthday, Joan?
I ordered a 5-sided clam. So now my fire bowl will fit inside the clam. I'm very excited.
I'm very excited for you. That's a wonderful birthday gift.
It was.
And you also, I've got to tell viewers. So the first time that we started, not first time, but we'd been camping together probably only a few days. And I get up pretty late at night to get a drink of water. And I look outside, and my beautiful friend Joan is sitting outside, and she made this lamp stand that holds her Lucy lights and it's late at night, and the city lights are behind her, and we're up on BLM land out in nature, and and she's painting rocks, and she's listening to soft music, and it was just such a stunning sight. I'm like, oh my God, she's going to think I'm a stalker or something, but I've got to open the window and get this picture for her. And I think if anything epitomizes you, to me, it's that photo of you living out here, not camping out here.
Yep.
Because that's what people in Sticks and Bricks do. They stay up doing their crafts or something. And I want to thank you for helping me get back into a form of scrapbooking. You inspired me to get the stickers for the national parks because, like, we went through Death Valley and we got a Mount Whitney sticker, and you inspired me to start my own personal passport book and use some of my old scrapbooking talents and skills that I never thought I'd get to do again. So thank you for that. And you made, I know this is a tour thing, but I just want people to know, in getting to know Joan, that, for example, you made that banner that says spring in your window. You made the curtains.
I did.
You sew. And so you're so talented and,
thank you.
And artsy, and I just love it. So what does your family think about you being on the road?
Well, that's interesting because I've heard some from other nomads a little negative thing. So I've always been adventurous, and I'm a kayaker, cyclist. Nothing for me. My favorite ride is the 65-mile ride, and so for me, all these adventures are pretty. So when I told my children, my adult children, both of them go, "That's Mom.
That's Mom.
That's Mom.
Now she's going to be a nomad." Yeah. I just love it. Yes, and you shared with me that you've been tent camping all your life, really.
Yes, I've seen pictures of me at 3 years old in a tent camping. So yes.
And in fact, if you'll move and point over your shoulder, people can see your lovely parents.
Oh, right here, Mom and Dad.
Yes.
They're so wonderful. Yes. Both gone, but just in our hearts still.
Yes. And the picture above that is you and your three sisters.
Sisters kayaking together in Eastern Washington.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this way of life was already inherent in you, and you have just now taken it full time.
Yes, absolutely.
And so I'm celebrating that with you.
Yeah, because you get to have me with you.
That's true. We have just the best time.
We've had a wonderful month.
Yes, we have. It has just been awesomeness. I'm going to miss you like crazy.
I'm going to miss you too.
And but that's what nomads do. We come and we go, and we'll camp. We'll hook back up and camp together again soon. And so it kind of was a natural progression for you, but there is a story leading up to you becoming a full-time nomad.
Yes.
I mean, it was an easy transition for you maybe compared to some people, but there is a story there. Mm-hmm. Are you comfortable sharing some of that?
Oh, sure, because it's so simple.
Oh, okay.
I'm driving down the road. I had a pop-up tent trailer, and my adult daughter's with me, and I'm driving south on I-5 and north on I-5. I'm going, what is that? And it also was a Subaru, which I was driving, and there's a little trailer behind it. I'm, oh my gosh, I want that. So my daughter says, it's a Scamp. And then we went online and started checking them out to see what they were. And then I said, I'm getting one. Yeah. That's all there was to it. And so in January of 19, I put money down on it and a deposit and said I wanted it. 9 months for it to be in the queue, not to
my
build
goodness.
it.
And that
but
was
just-
before the pandemic.
Yes.
So we can only imagine.
They're 14 months now.
14.
I met a couple
okay.
who wanted, can we see inside your Scamp? And I said, sure. And then we were visiting, and when they're walking away, the wife says, yeah, our queue is 14 months.
Oh,
It takes
my
them
goodness.
32 days to build it. And so at the end of July, they called me and said, okay, let's get final wants of what you want on it. And so, because I did some changes, upgrade, and then I took out some things and got exactly what I wanted.
Well, good.
Yeah.
And I can't wait for people to see that tour.
Yeah.
So I always ask people, and I don't want city or anything because this is going on the World Wide Web.
Okay.
But where are you from? What state?
Born and raised in Washington
Born and raised in Washington. You mentioned you had been in California, though, for about 15 years.
with my husband.
But mostly Washington
Yes.
is home.
Yes.
And that's kind of where you're headed back till you go back out again.
Yep.
Because you and your sisters always celebrate your birthday together, right?
Yes, we do.
I love that. So what would you tell somebody just starting out as a newbie that you wish you had known 18 months ago?
Oh, that's a good question. I think experience. So if you have never camped or you've never been out in the wild, I would say get yourself a little tent and go to a state park and do some camping. And because when I first started out, I did feel like camping because I was
Yeah.
just traveling, just starting. But so that will at least get you a little bit of experience.
Or rent a vehicle, something, even
Okay.
if not a tent.
Yep.
I tell people because they're like, I don't want a tent camp. Well, then go rent something for a
That
while.
you could put a bed in the inside.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
actually, I had put an air mattress in my Subaru and done car camping in there.
Oh,
So you can
good.
do that too.
Yes, you can. Okay, so that's what you would tell newbies. Is there anything you would do differently?
I knew you were going to ask that question. And I'm going to say there is nothing I would do different. I hear people say, well, I would get out sooner. But for me, this was the perfect time. It absolutely was perfect in my life, what was going on, passing of my husband and getting settled back up in Washington State with my family.
Yeah.
I needed that time. And so, no, I would not do anything differently. I think it was perfect for me.
I hear you, and I love that. I love that it all
Flowed.
Flowed.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yep.
So where to now?
Well, it is a nomad life, which means I don't have to have plans. So I have short 2 to 4 week plans. I'm returning back to Washington State to spend my birthday with my sister, like you mentioned, which we have done for about the last 5 years. And then go visit my adult children and my grandkids. And then I'm meeting up with nomads that are coming up to the Northwest to explore up there.
Yeah.
And hopefully sometime in the summer I'll connect again with you.
Yes, because I want to do the same thing.
Yep.
But again, I don't even know my plans
Exactly.
yet. So,
And being nomad also, I get to go to meet you. If you say, I can go this far, hey, I'm going to come down to where you're at. And so we can do that. And I'm just loving it. It's just such a wonderful life for me. I have some friends that there's no way they would do this. But
yeah,
for
you
me,
either get it or you don't.
yes. But for me, it really is in my blood.
Yes, and I'm so glad that it is, and that we get to be friends and camp together now. And I'm really grateful that my viewers get to meet you and get to
thank
know
you.
you better. And I'm excited for them to see your home and how you have your truck set up and how you do this. But today, again, happy birthday, Joan.
Thank you.
And thank you for the interview and for spending all this time with me this past month.
I know, it was fun.
Love you, dear.
I love you too.
Get ready. I can't tell if he's going away or coming in. You'll know by the volume. Oh, look at him doing twisty turns. How cool is that? Can y'all see him? Oh, I hope I'm getting this. Bye.